Have you ever noticed how easily your brain comes up with ingenious excuses? For example, you were going to start running in the morning. In the morning, your brain is like, hey buddy, what if you're running? But suddenly you run into a bearer. He's obviously faster than you. Why don't you give it a rest? Better get some sleep. The logic is ironclad. Laziness is like a sneaky thief that drags your opportunities while you don't even notice. Laziness is not a rest, it's a pest. Let's be honest, many people justify laziness by saying that you have to give yourself a rest. But rest is when you purposefully recuperate, not when you spend the third hour flipping through social networks, driving yourself into a vortex of useless videos. Laziness is not your friend, but a silent destroyer. It's not immediately noticeable, but over time it turns your days into a draggy mess that's hard to get out of. Weakness is the sister of laziness, and it loves to talk you down. Weakness is such an inner cunning diplomat. It doesn't tell you directly, give up your dreams, sit still. No, she whispers, you're tired today. You've been working. Let's start tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into a week turns into a month. And then you look at people who are successful, and you think, well, they just have more time and energy. No, they just have fewer excuses. The worst enemy is the habit of procrastination. Do you know how laziness and weakness really ruin your future? They form the habit of procrastination. It's like corrosion to iron. Today you postpone your workout, tomorrow you postpone your studies, the day after tomorrow you postpone an important call. Eventually, you won't notice how it becomes the norm. And habits are dangerous things. They work both for the downside and the upside. It's just a question of which ones you choose. How to conquer laziness and weakness and not go crazy. The 2-minute rule. If something can be done in 2 minutes, do it right away. This turns off brain excuses and builds up the habit of action. Mini deadlines. If you have a big task, break it down into smaller ones and set yourself time limits. The brain gets lazy when it can't see the end of the job. Trick your brain. Say to yourself, I'm only going to do this for 5 minutes. More often than not, after 5 minutes, you're already engrossed and keep going. Be accountable for your words. Tell a friend you'll accomplish a task and let them ask you later. Responsibility is motivating. Imagine the consequences. Close your eyes and think for a minute what would happen if you continued to be lazy. Where will you be in 5 years? It's sobering. Bottom line, you are either the master of life or a victim of laziness. The choice is always yours. Either you learn to control laziness or it quietly steals your future from you. Do you want to look at yourself with pride in 5 years? Then it's time to get up and do it. Right now. At least, start small. Because defeating weakness is a chain of small victories, not one grand effort. Now go ahead, get up and do it. Or at least start with the first step, even if it's just those 2 minutes.